Hi, so today we are going to go over, or I guess maybe not really go over, learn some things about volume. And you should have watched the math antics video that I posted on Tuesday's math. If you didn't, it's only I only need you to watch the first 6 minutes. So if you want to go over to Tuesday's day and find the math video, I think that will help you because you'll be able to see it better. Since we're not in person. But if you have watched the video, we'll go over. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a solid figure with 3D. So volume, is dealing with 3D shapes. And you would have area would be dealing with 2D shapes. So, let's see if I can get rid of that. Okay. Excuse me. So a solid figure that has 3 dimensions, length, width, and height, a solid figure has 3 dimensions, length, width, and height. Polyhedrons, such as prisms, pyramids, and are 3-dimensional figures with bases that are polygons. So polygon means many sides, remember? Or many angles, excuse me. A prism is a polyhedron that has 2 congruent polygons as bases. The polyhedron's lateral faces are polygons that connect with the bases. The lateral faces of a prism are rectangles. So that's a lot of words. So what it's saying is a prism has both the top and the bottom, or the 2 ends are the same shape. And the faces, you can see these are rectangles. So, the first shape, look at the base. The base would be the top and the bottom. That's a rectangle. So the name of the solid is a rectangular, if I could spell, prism. Okay, so the prism means that both of the ends are the same. Looking at this next shape, I see that the bases have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So that's a pentagon. So the name of the solid is a pentagonal prism. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be a hexagon. So you should be getting this pattern. This is going to be a hexagonal prism. Last one we're going to do on this side, or this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an octagon. So this is an octagonal prism. Okay? So prism. The bases are the same. So the next one is a pyramid, and I'm going to make this bigger so we can see this. It's a little bit of a glare, but it says a pyramid is a polyhedron with only one base. So that's what makes a pyramid. The lateral faces of the pyramid are triangles that meet at a that meet at a common vertex. So vertex would be the point where they meet. So if I look at this picture, it's kind of hard to see, but look at the base. The base is a triangle. So this is going to be a triangular pyramid. Okay. This base I can see is a rectangle. Or you could say it's a square, because technically if we measured it, it would be a square. So you could say it's a rectangular pyramid, or you could say it's a square pyramid. Either one would be correct. If I move this over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a pentagon. So I would know this is a pentagonal, pyramid. And I know that because they're all meeting at one point and there's one base. Now, there's some shapes that are like not polyhedrons because they have curved sides. So this is a cone, and there's a base. Then you have a cylinder, and a cylinder has two congruent circular bases and one curved surface. That would be curved. And the last one is a sphere that has no bases and one curved. So that's why they're technically not polyhedrons. So it wants us to classify the shapes. Is it a prism, pyramid, cone, or cylinder, or a sphere? So remember, we said prisms have two ends that are the same. So this is a prism. This is a sphere. Kind of looks like a globe. If I clear my ink. This I know is a pyramid because it meets at an apex. This would be a prism because both bases are the same. Sorry, trying to move that. This would be a pyramid because it has an apex and one base. And this is a cylinder. Okay, we're going to move on and we're just naming the figure. So I know this is a prism because both of my ends are the same. I know this is a cylinder. I know this is a pyramid. So prism, cylinder, pyramid. I know this is a pyramid because it meets at an apex. I'm just going to put PY. I know this is a prism because both of my ends are the same. I know this is a prism because both of my ends are the same. I know this is a prism. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to be actually naming them. Sorry. So this would be a triangular pyramid. This would be a rectangular prism. This would be a triangular prism. My messy handwriting here. This would be a prism. And I know it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be a hexagonal prism. I could say this is a rectangle or a square pyramid. And I know that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would be an octagonal, and I know it's a prism because both of my ends are the same. I'm going to continue. I'm naming this. I know this is a prism because both my ends are the same. So this would be a rectangular prism. This is a cone. I know this is a pyramid. And I know the base is a triangular. So this is a triangular pyramid. I know this is a pyramid. And I know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a pentagonal pyramid. I know that's a cylinder. I know this is a prism and they're rectangular, so it's a rectangular prism. I know this is a cone, and same thing, this is a prism and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that's a hexagonal prism. It says Nico said she drew a square pyramid and that all of the faces are triangles. Is that possible? Well, does that make sense? All of the faces are triangles? No, that wouldn't make sense if you have a square pyramid. It would mean that the base would be a square. So no, the base of the pyramid is a square that has 4 sides, not 3. Oops, did you hear my book fall? And the next one Explain why a three-dimensional figure with a curved surface is not a polyhedron. Because remember, a polyhedron is defined. I'll make sure I read you the right answer. Oh my goodness. You ever just struggle? Miss McCoy is struggling. Because remember, a polyhedron are three-dimensional with faces that are polygons. And a polygon, a curved shape is not going to be a polygon because polygon means many angles, and a curved shape is not going to have angles. Okay, so I was talking to myself. Okay, so now we're going to do our sixth. I don't even know if you heard me say that. So, a polyhedron means that it has faces that are polygons, and polygons means many angles. If it's a curved surface, it's not going to have many angles. Number 1 says, Luke made a model of a solid figure with one circular base and one curved surface. What solid figure did he make? Well, I don't know if I told you guys I got an insulin pump, and sometimes it beeps at me and tells me lots of things. Okay, so it's saying that I have one circular base and a curved surface. So I know it's not going to be a sphere because a sphere has no bases. It's not a cylinder because a cylinder has two bases. So my only choice is going to be a cone, because a cone has one face, and that would be a curved surface. Because if you think of like an ice cream cone, here it doesn't really look curved because it looks like it's a triangle, but it would be curved around. How many rectangular faces does a hexagonal pyramid have? So think about this question. A pyramid I know meets at a base, or meets at a point, a vertex. Does a hexagonal pyramid have? So hexagon would be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I make it meet at a point, none of those are rectangular faces. So that's going to be 0. Laura walks 3/5 of a mile to school each day. Isaiah walks to school 3 times as much. How far does Isaiah walk? So 3/5 times 3. Remember, my denominator is going to be 1. So that will be 9. That's a 9. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. 9/5. I could leave it like that, or I should know that 5 goes into 9 one full time with 4 left over. So it'd be 1 4/5. Number 4 says, James has 4 3/4 feet of rope. He plans to cut off 1 1/2 feet from rope. How much will he have left? So 4 3/4 minus 1 1/2. I want to change these so they have common denominators. I'm going to change it to something fourths. So 1/2 is the same as 2/4. 3/4 minus 2/4 is 1/4, and 4 minus 1 is 3, so 3 1/4 is my answer. Number 5, Latasha made 128 ounces of punch. How many cups of punch did Latasha make? So I have to think about this one. Think of Gallon Kingdom. In the Kingdom of Gallon, there are 4 queens. Each queen has a prince and a princess. Each prince and each princess has 2 cats. Each cat drinks 8 ounces. So, how many cups of punch did Latasha make? Okay, so I need to make 128 ounces into cups. So I think which is bigger. I know a cup is bigger. So I'm going fly to horse, divide of course, and I know that there are 8 ounces in a cup. So 128 divided by 8. 8 cannot go into 1, but can go into 12. 8 can go into 12 one time. I subtract, I get 4. Bring down the 8. 8 can go into 48 6 times. So my answer is going to be 16. And lastly, complete the statement. Write sometimes, always, or never. Oh, I think I cut off the bottom of the question. I did. So the question was, trapezoids are blank parallelograms. Remember, we said a trapezoid, this is not a parallelogram because these are not parallel. But a trapezoid has at least one pair of parallel lines, so sometimes it is parallelogram, so the word would be sometimes. So trapezoids are sometimes parallelograms because technically this would be a trapezoid because it has at least one pair of parallel lines, but it is also a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of parallel lines. So sometimes a trapezoid is a parallelogram. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks.